Hello and welcome to Breathwood. My name is David Yates and it has been a long time since I've posted a tutorial. Sometimes I just feel like I need a little break from being so visible online in public. And I'd have to say that sometimes my confidence around playing Didge also gets shaken. And that comes partly from this worldwide pressure that at least I feel to play in specific technical ways that sometimes I realize don't actually interest me that much. So when I come back to the roots of what I love, it's drone, it's trance-like rhythms that lead to kind of a meditative state or are really good for dance. So what I want to share today is a rhythm that is great for all of those things, and it's quite simple in concept, but once we dig into it, it gets to be a lot more interesting than it might otherwise seem. So it just started clicking for me the last day or two, and I'm still developing it. So here's what it's sounding like right now. Let's see if I can get to the juiciest layer of it, and then we'll pull back the pieces so you can see what's going on. Something like that. So this is built off two main rhythmic snippets that are 3 sounds long. Only 2 of them. So 3 sounds and 3 sounds. And then I just play with it. So it's a rhythm based on 3, counting in 3 or counting in 6. And different people will say different things about how to count rhythm, and I'm not too fussed with the primary way. I'm more interested in making sure that you understand how to count this for yourself. So to start, make sure that without even worrying about playing, you can sit there internally and go either 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 ba da da 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 ba da da. Slower. Ba da da ba da da ba da da ba da da 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Or 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 ba da da dee da da ba da da dee da da ba da da dee da da ba da da dee da ba da da dee da 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 da. This kind of practice I'm showing you right now is actually really helpful for any of the time you're not with a didge and you're working on a rhythm. It's good just to almost daydream the rhythm. When you're hanging out, when you're driving, when you're walking, when you're making dinner, just da 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 be da da be da 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 ba da ba da ba da ba. And you might even notice that if you come up with little vocal sounds for the rhythm, you can play with it already. You can already start to explore. Ba da da dee da da dee da da dee da da ba da da dee da da dee da da dee da da ba da da dee da da ba da da dee 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 bee dee dee da dee dee da dee doo 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 dee 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 da da. You can start to really play with the vowel sounds and the consonants, and what will emerge, hopefully, with some practice is a pattern. And the pattern could be something like a da da dee da da ba da da dee da da, and that eventually can be translated to the didge. Okay, so let's say you've got a sense of a 3 or a 6 count going through your body, applying it to the didge. The first three is ta-ta breath. Ta-ta breath. Now, for the longest time, I've been really strict about not tending to repeat a T sound twice in a row, because I decided a while back that T and K would be faster. So instead of ta-ta breath, it'd be taka breath. But I'm really liking the ta-ta breath, ta-ta breath, ta-ta breath kind of feeling. Whoop. There's something about the release of air that's really satisfying during the T sound. Ta-ta breath, ta-ta breath. So that's the first three, ta-ta breath. Now, for that to work, the circular breath has to be divided into two movements. It begins on the second ta, ta-ta. There's a little sense of expansion inside the mouth, ta-ta. And on the next sound, the breath, it's a squeeze and breathe in. If at this point in time you're really just breathing from the cheeks, it would be expand on the second ta and then squeeze them on the breath, which sounds on the Didge like wah, and in the movement of the mouth, tongue, soft palate, it's an ang, ta-tang. If you tend to use your jaw for the movement that helps you feel the pressure, ta-ta open on the second ta and then squeeze. And if you're using more just the back of the mouth, tongue, soft palate, it's just a sense of an ah, So that's the first part. The second part moves the breath to the middle. Ta, ah. Ta, squeeze and breathe, ah. I've talked about this before as tu-wah-ha, to-wah-ha. It's even similar to tu-wah-ki with a different emphasis. So we've got ta-ta, ta, ta-ta, ta, ta-ta, ta, ha. I'm adding a little ka sound at the end of the second set of three sounds. Ta, ka, ta, ka, ta, ka. Faster. I'm losing my buzz a little bit there. Not sure why right now. A little dry. So ta-ta-n, ta-n ka, ta-ta-n, ta-n ka, ta-ta, ta ka, ta-ta, ta ka, ta-ta, ta ka. So, as in most music, it's nice to give a little variation after so many repetitions to bring it back to the start. So that would be something like ta-ta, ta ka, ta-ta, ta ka, ta-ta, ta ka, ta-ta, ta-ta. So on the fourth one, a repetition of either the first three, ta-ta, ta-ta, or the second three, ta ka, ta ka. So 3 repetitions of the line, the whole thing, and then the fourth is a doubling up of one or the other part. So difference. I was switching between ending with ta-ta, ta-ta, or ta-ka-ta-ka. So that's actually a really nice song structure right there. 3 lines ending with ta-ta, ta-ta, and then 3 lines ending with ta-ka-ta-ka. Okay, so layers. The ta-ta part has a lot of possibility in it. It could just be whatever sounds you can manage to make at this point that roughly approximates ta-ta. But you can start to play with tongue position. Ta-ta, tur-tur, ti-ti. Anything you can shape with your mouth is okay, as long as you're getting the basic movement of the ta-ta. Just know that if you play something like TT breath, the transition from T, that position of E inside the mouth, to breath is more challenging than the transition from a shape like O to the breath. Because O opens the inside of the mouth up so you can then squeeze. E flattens the inside of the mouth, so then it's really hard to squeeze. So you almost need to go, if the mouth is going T, T open, T, T open, so there needs to almost be a little transition. Unless you have enough space left in your E shape to still squeeze in there. Or you use your cheeks maybe. Yeah, I use my cheeks less and less these days, so the idea, this is an interesting one, of making an E sound with puffed out cheeks. E. It changes it, doesn't it, to more of like a O, ooh. That's why we don't often transition between E and breath without a lot of practice, creating that in-between pressure. So you can play with vowels, positioning of the tongue, forward, back, T, 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 K, K, Ko, Tu, Ta. Then we can add voice. So voice, great way to add an extra layer. If you played this whole structure that I've started with here with just the rhythm, 3 lines ending with ta-ta-ng, ta-ta-ng, 3 lines ending with ta-tawa or tawaka, tawaka, then you repeat the whole thing again, but you bring in voice. You get this dramatic increase in the dynamic range, and just the excitement level builds. So I'll do one round without voice, and then I'll bring in voice so you can hear the difference. I totally flubbed the last line on the first go through. And there I just added voice from the beginning. So there I was playing with the voice and adding movement of the tongue. So it's not just kind of flat tata, but more of the titra. It's this kind of interesting in the middle of the mouth shape of the tongue. It feels like I'm about to say e, but then I've pulled the tip of the tongue back to an So it's like saying ear right at the end. If you hold the at the end of the word ear, it's in there. Teeter, turkey, turtle. Turtle, Tito. So a few options there. Okay, let's say that's okay. You can start slow. You can eventually speed up. Possibilities there. When it gets to that speed, I really feel it start to take me along, and it feels like that possibility of trance and meditation. And you feel this rhythm in a lot of different regions of African style rhythm and dance, and that's the kind of rhythm that really sweeps people up in the dance. I love dancing to this rhythm. So here we can also then start to add toots, and I like the in-breath toot on the last tita ta tita ta tita ta 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 toot. That'd be one option. Or at the end of every line, tita ta tuta tita ta tuta. The ability to do that's going to depend on your didgeridoo. The thinner necks will be easier for tooting on the in-breath. It's the same motion as something like ta-ta or ta. Almost the exact same motion. To get to the toot, I use a little bit more jaw movement to help almost urge my lips to compress a little bit more. So instead of it's so the same inner motion, a little higher pressure, a little bit more squeeze, and just more tightness in the lips. So in a way, you need to tune your lips to the toot. You need to be able to drop into that vibration. You need to be able to switch between them. There I'm just breathing out. And then you need to be able to squeeze and move into that position while breathing in. So that's how I've tended to get there. Ta for the normal breath. Ta, squeeze, and then try to squeeze a little harder for the in-breath toot. And that eventually gets added into the rhythm. there's an in-breath, that wah sound, that motion can be turned into it too. So that's the whole rhythm with toots all the way through instead of the wah. So there you go. That's a new rhythm to play with. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear any thoughts you have, any questions, comments, or concerns. And one thing I don't often get to see from these videos is what it sounds like when you go and learn the rhythm and play it. So if you watch one of my videos, whether this one or another one, and if you learn the rhythm, then in the comments, send me a message or send me a private message and send me a link to a video. Get on Didgeridoo Learning Community and send me a video there. Post and say, I just worked on this rhythm. I need help, or what do you think? And if you want more videos like this, I've actually been putting a little bit more attention into Patreon. Every month I'm releasing at least several videos going over different rhythms, techniques from beginner to more advanced, and at certain tier levels of support, patrons get private lesson time in addition to extra video content. Only they get to see those videos. That stuff's not on YouTube at this point. So if that's of interest, check the link below. Questions, comments, concerns, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support and all your encouragement. You know who you are. It's what keeps me going. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Happy playing, and I'll be back a little sooner this time. Take care.